Hi everyone, welcome to the video. Thank you for tuning in. Today's crypto in the spotlight is Ethereum, a global open source platform for decentralized applications. It is currently ranked second behind Bitcoin based on circulating market cap. Its price is $211.89 at the time of recording this. Other stats about the prices: its market cap of roughly 23.4 billion US dollars, a circulating and total supply at present of 110.7 million Ether, over $17 billion in volume over the past 24 hours. Solid gains throughout the entire market over the past 7 days, which I will cover towards the end of this video. Now, with a lot of content to review about Ethereum, let's go over to the summary of what is in store for today's video. Besides the price data review, we have what is Ethereum plus its use cases, some project updates, in particular with Ethereum 2.0, which is coming up shortly, relevant news and partnerships, ways to store your Ether, upcoming staking info. In addition to that, price analyses, so I've got 2 of them, and a general market update. As a disclaimer, the content provided in this video is a combination of both information and opinions from myself and the authors listed throughout it. None of this should be taken as financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and please always do your own research before investing in crypto. For those who are new to Ethereum or just want a refresher, Ethereum is the foundation for a new era of the internet where money and payments are built in, where users can own their data and your apps don't spy and steal from you, where everyone has access to an open financial system and built on neutral, open access infrastructure controlled by no company or person. And more information there. Beyond this, one of the most impressive aspects of Ethereum is the vast number of cryptos and projects that are built on the Ethereum blockchain, such as numerous ERC20 and ERC223 tokens. Adu provides a list of ERC20 tokens here. Some notable examples that come to mind include Maker, Chainlink, Basic Attention Token, Golem, and there are several other cryptos that were originally launched as ERC20 tokens, so EOS, VeChain, and Tron, and they have migrated to their own platforms, but nevertheless, several cryptos throughout the entire space, irrespective of their market cap, have some affiliation with Ethereum. More about the project's features. 2 key characteristics include smart contracts and decentralized apps, or dApps. Just to touch on these, the articles I'm about to show will go into further details. This blockonomy piece here about smart contracts. In a nutshell, a smart contract is a self-executing agreement between 2 people using blockchain technology on a database when certain conditions are met. It's done in a way that bypasses a third party. No intermediary, no middlemen. It's deploying these contracts in a more secure and efficient manner. And dApps, courtesy of Decrypt, says here they are decentralized apps that run on a peer-to-peer network such as a blockchain. Now, in regards to this, I want to jump over to this website called State of the dApps. It's to illustrate how Ethereum is being used amongst various cryptocurrency projects, and you'll see many of these represent cryptocurrencies that exist in the top 50 or at least the top 80 based on circulating market cap. They provide an overview and a list of rankings and relevant statistics in regards to dApps. So what I touched on earlier with MakerDAO, Chainlink, and Basic Attention Token, it shows all of the apps built on these different blockchain platforms here. So focusing on Ethereum, and I'm comparing it to EOS and Tron to give you an idea in terms of how prominent Ethereum is in this space. According to State of the dApps, over 2,800 dApps for Ethereum as opposed to 323 with EOS and 19 for Tron, in addition to over $9 million of volume and beyond 4,000 contracts, as opposed to several times less for EOS and Tron. This is a reflection of how much activity is occurring with Ethereum throughout the space and so many major cryptos. We've got blockchain projects and cryptos that represent several different categories. For those not looking at the screen, we've got finance, exchanges, security, games, development, wallets, and so on. And this is a very promising sign overall. On the theme of use cases, I want to quickly allude to MakerDAO. There's a growing interest in something called DeFi, or decentralized finance. In a nutshell, having these traditional financial instruments but on the blockchain. You'll see many articles in relation to this. Blockonomy providing this summary of what it entails. In terms of funding for DeFi, so it says about $855 million locked away in that. Maker accounts for more than half of all of this. So just one project itself having such a strong influence overall. And to reinforce this, Ethereum accounts for approximately 80% of projects in the DeFi ecosystem, well ahead of EOS and Bitcoin, as shown here courtesy of DeFi Prime. Now, in terms of project updates, Ethereum 2.0 is one of the most highly anticipated upgrades and will be a major overhaul to what we have at present. This piece here from Crypto Slate, just to draw your attention to a few lines from this. The upcoming release of Ethereum's second iteration, ETH 2.0, has been highly contested, but one data analyst believes it could be the driving force behind the largest economic growth in society. It's quite a claim. Adam Cochran, a professor of information science at Conestoga College, said that Ethereum's economic policy will result in a reduced supply and a drastically increased demand due to the attractive incentives from staking. In terms of this reduced supply, there's this article here from Crypto News Flash, and this is fresh off the press. It's only published a few hours ago. It's titled Buterin, Ethereum 2.0 will issue 100,000 to 2 million ETH per year. Now, this is a huge change from what we have at the moment. If we go to Viewbase, they have the live inflation rates for several major cryptos. Ethereum's annual rate is at 4.5%. with this circulating supply of 110.7 million Ether. So based on my calculations for inflation, this figure will drop from roughly 5 million to somewhere between 100,000 and 2 million new Ether annually. That's at least a 60% drop. Now, I will acknowledge that previous annual inflation rate figure is over the past 24 hours at the time of recording. So it does fluctuate a bit every day, but nonetheless, it is still a significant decrease in that inflation rate. News from this article will please many people in the space because one of the past criticisms of Ethereum is that it doesn't have a max supply, and the inflation rate of 4.5% still considered to be excessive, especially in relation to Bitcoin, which in about 11 days time it's going to drop to 1.8% per annum and continue to halve every 4 years. By restricting the supply and then with an ever increasing demand, this should, at least from my understanding, not financial advice, lead to a price increase. For brevity, I won't go through it, but I encourage you to read it. Going back to this Crypto Slate piece, where it refers to the attractive incentives from staking. So this segues into this article here from Crypto Briefing. It's titled Ready to Stake ETH, How to Make Money on Ethereum 2.0. So when this goes live and you're able to stake, if you do it individually, you need to have at least 32 Ether, which based on present calculations is roughly $7,000 US. However, to overcome this, you can participate in a staking pool. So that occurs with staking. So that's the same thing if you want to stake with Tezos or with your ADA and Cardano. There is this thing that this article by Crypto Briefing will cover this in further detail. 2.0, the discussion about its launch has been going on for a while. This piece here from Blockonomy titled Ethereum 2.0 Genesis block may launch in January 2020. Well, it didn't happen and it's still yet to launch, but the date is approaching. There's this piece here from Brave New Coin, which talks about some of the on-chain fundamentals increasing and some positive signs there, including hash rate, transactions per day, and daily active addresses, and are up substantially from the year-end 2019 lows. One more thing about ETH 2.0, there's this Decrypt article titled Major Mining Pool Commits Support to Ethereum 2.0 Test Network. OKEX pool has some of the largest trading volumes amongst the different pools worldwide. This is major news with them working alongside Prismatic Labs to support and promote upcoming Ethereum 2.0 release. Or segueing into partnerships, the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. It describes itself as a member-driven standards organization whose charter is to develop open blockchain specifications that drive harmonization and interoperability for businesses and consumers worldwide. It represents stakeholders from a vast array of backgrounds to help facilitate the growth of the Ethereum blockchain and get more members involved in it. They've announced this testnet platform, and there's this corresponding press release here to give you some insight in terms of the numbers behind the alliance. 19 tech, industry, and legal advisory groups from over 45 countries, from 180 member companies, and more than 1,400 individual members. Two other references to partnerships. Before I was talking about storing your Ether, JP Morgan has had some involvement with Ethereum or the ecosystem, especially in relation to its blockchain unit called Quorum. So that's built upon the Ethereum network alongside the JPM coin. So that's also built on the Ethereum blockchain. There's this news BTC piece in relation to that, and this daily HODL publication here titled Brazil launches Ethereum-based financial database to overhaul the bureaucratic system. This is from a couple of weeks back. The Banco Central do Brasil, the country's central bank, recently launched a blockchain-based data sharing tool that's been in development since 2017. And the BCB has invested over $250,000 on the project. More details in that concise piece there. Okay, on to how to store your crypto. Being a well-established crypto at number 2 on the list, you could imagine there would be several cryptocurrency wallets that support Ethereum and its storage. So beginning with what I'm most familiar with, you've got Ledger and they've got their various devices, notably the Ledger Nano S and X, or the wallets that Ledger supports are Ledger Live, My Crypto, and My Ether Wallet. Prior to Ledger Live, My Ether Wallet was the main option to be able to access your crypto and the ERC20 tokens. Here are the various options for you to be able to connect to your My Ether Wallet. Personally, having Ledger Live is the most convenient option if you are using Ledger because it's a very useful and simple user interface. I'm glad they've got that option. My Crypto, I have not used that wallet before. And jumping over to Trezor as the next option, Ethereum is available on both the Trezor 1 and Model T. It says it's supported by Trezor Beta, which looks like it is trying to emulate what Ledger is doing, and it's still in its testing stage. I haven't used the Trezor in ages, so I can't comment on that. I'm just simply stating the different ways to be able to store your crypto. I assume as well, based on what I see here on the My Ether Wallet website, you can still use a Trezor to access your funds. Having your crypto saved on any reputable hardware wallet is definitely much better than having it stored on any exchange or a desktop or mobile wallet, even to a certain extent a paper wallet. You can also create your own wallet through Mew or MEW. On the topic of hardware wallets, there is the Keep Key. They support Ethereum and several other cryptos as well. KeepKey is affiliated with Shapeshift, the cryptocurrency exchange, and some other lesser known options. There's Bitbox 2 by Shift Crypto Security. This is a Swiss-made open source wallet. Hardware wallet there. So this supports Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and ERC20 tokens. Just an alternative to give people more options and a bit of variety. I like to discuss other choices out there. On the Mew website again, this provides a list of some other names here. There's Finny, Secalot, and X Wallet. Just check if they support Ethereum as well. In addition to various desktop and mobile wallets, it's from Buy Bitcoin Worldwide, and I'll provide a link to this and everything else I've covered in the video in the description. Another option is making your own paper Ethereum wallet. You need to be careful in terms of the equipment you're using and how you're making it. There's this information from Blockonomy in regards to that. Invest in Blockchain also has a piece. This information from Monero about creating a Monero paper wallet, which you could easily transfer these principles to any crypto wallet. It's one of the best explanations it gives to ensure you're doing it in a secure manner offline. Some food for thought in relation to that. The last option before talking about my price analyses, this is a very common choice. Exodus offers a desktop and mobile wallet, plus has some link with Trezor hardware wallets, and it is a very sleek design, I have to admit, and looks very comprehensive in terms of the number of cryptos it supports. I haven't used this before, but I recommend checking several comprehensive reviews that are independent, well, as much as possible. And if you want to know which exchanges you can use to purchase your Ethereum, you've got the list of markets here available via Coin Paprika. I'll tell you the fiat pairs and the volume over the past 24 hours. Now that's been said, it's time for my Ethereum price analysis. And a reminder before we continue, if you're liking this video and any of my other content, click subscribe, smash the bell icon to stay up to date, and feel free to give this a like as well. For those who aren't familiar with how I came up with this hypothetical circulating supply, I factor in these variables. The current circulating supply, so that's 110.7 million Ether. In addition to the inflation rate, which is about 4.54% or thereabouts, as shown on Viewbase earlier in the video. However, an important reminder that there was the article earlier on that referred to Vitalik Buterin revising the annual rate of production of new Ethereum, so that's in relation to inflation, between 100,000 and 2 million Ether per annum. So that's why I've revised this circulating supply to 120 million Ether to get something that is closer to what we've got now, factoring in that lower inflation rate. The circulating supply, the inflation, they are the two main criteria I've used to come up with this figure. In terms of my price points, let's go through them. So $500 per Ether, this would equate to a $60 billion circulating market cap. This is not financial advice, as a reminder. Now, assuming we get to this price point before this 120 million figure, which I believe we will because of all of the interest in the space and the fact that we are now at 220. We are not too far off from 500, considering that we got to an all-time high of 1,432 back in January 2018. I definitely think we can hit this again. If Ethereum 2.0 gets released in the next month or two, I think we could even get there before this 115 million Ether figure. I believe we'll get there in a reasonable amount of time. I don't give time frames anymore for your reference, but as we go through these, just run through all of the information that I've covered in this video and your past experience with Ethereum and what you've read, and decide whether you believe these are plausible price points. Okay, the second option, $1,500. I deliberately picked this because it's just above this all-time high I spoke about earlier. At the above mentioned circulating supply, that would lead to a $180 billion circulating market cap for Ethereum. As we go through these, I generally include what I estimate to be the overall crypto market cap at the time of these price points being hit, if they were to be reached. Depending on where you look, this is bizarre. Certain crypto statistics websites will say about $830 billion. Another one I saw recently is $740 billion. It is crazy, just the anomaly. That's more than 10% in difference. Anyway, if I had to estimate the overall crypto market cap at this price point, I would say for Ethereum, around $810 billion in the total crypto market cap. Possibly even less if Ethereum 2.0 comes out and the money just comes pouring into Ethereum. That would be nice. I should say as well, I do hold Ethereum. It's definitely a strong part of my portfolio. Next in line is $5,000 per Ether. Okay, uncharted waters. I mean, 1,500, we almost got there last time. 5,000, bear in mind as well that when 2.0 comes out, I will reiterate, I believe it's when, not if. But let's say it comes out, it's going to be superior to what we have now. Cryptocurrencies in general, their technology is improving, the market is maturing. $5,000 per Ether will be easier to attain as opposed to 2.5 to 3 years ago, especially when you've got, and I'll include this in the description, Grayscale has purchased 50%, so half of all of the Ether that have been mined this year. I think the figure was about 750,000 of them in just the first 4 months from one company. So there is a lot of money pouring into the space. $5,000 at this circulating supply would equate to a $600 billion circulating market cap. Other than getting huge liquidity from institutional investors, you would need everyday people such as ourselves, the retail investors, having some faith behind the project, seeing the potential with the decentralized apps, smart contracts and all of that for all of their use cases. I am tempted to give a time frame, but I won't. We could push it to 5,000. I think it's possible. And hopefully we can get to the next price point, or the last one on this list is $10,000 per Ether. I'll definitely be going on a holiday if that were the case. When you consider the tens of trillions of dollars in value that we have around the world at present, and huge sums of money readily available to be invested into cryptocurrencies, it's not far-fetched. It's definitely a realistic figure to hit. All right, $10,000 per Ether, $1.2 trillion in circulating market cap. Thinking of the major technology companies we have now, like if you think of Apple and Microsoft, yes, I know they're technology stocks, but before people get angry and saying, oh, you're comparing crypto with these, I'm just saying for perspective, the size of the market cap we would need to hit, it would need to be that big, a global name, worldwide recognition, one of the best technologies around. You also need to consider, as we push to these more ambitious targets, how will the competition fare in the coming years? What's going to happen with Tezos? We've got Cardano. I mean, EOS, I don't have much faith in it anymore, but a couple of years ago at least, there was all this momentum behind EOS being an Ethereum killer. Tron as well. Tron, I don't see it competing with Ethereum, especially based on the data that we saw earlier. Tron would need to revolutionize itself if it were to ever match Ethereum realistically. Long story short, how will Ethereum's competitors go in future, and what impact will that have on this potential price point here? You be the judge. Feel free to leave your feedback in the comments section. I really appreciate those who give useful insight into this project or crypto space in general. Moving along, as I said, there is another method of price analysis here. As requested by one of you, it's worth considering the value of Ether relative to other cryptos. In this case, Bitcoin. It is still the #1 crypto by circulating market cap by far. In future, I would not rule out Ethereum possibly overtaking Bitcoin. Never say never. And you could easily invert these if needed. So anyway, crypto to crypto, so $200 worth of Ethereum. To give you a brief explanation of how this all works, if you consider the value of Ether based on X amount of US dollars being purchased, this is the value of Bitcoin you get at the moment. As a reminder, today's prices: Ethereum $216 per Ether, and Bitcoin is at $9,021 per coin. And what I've done, assuming as many people in the space expect in future that Bitcoin will fly past the all-time high and then set new records. Once again, hypothetical. Here are potential future values, assuming the same amount of US dollars being spent on Ethereum at these prices here. And that's a wrap for the prices. A couple of other things before I finish up. There's this scenario that I alluded to earlier, whereby Ethereum could potentially overtake Bitcoin. The official name behind this is called the flippening. And it's not just for Ethereum. This could apply to any altcoin. I'll find the tab. There we go. Okay, 10 minutes later. No, just kidding. The percentage of total market capitalization, or dominance, in a nutshell, back in mid-2017, there was an instance where, if this trajectory had continued, Ethereum would have overtaken Bitcoin based on market dominance as a percentage of the total crypto space, or in circulating market cap. At this point, Bitcoin got down to 38.62% and Ethereum was at 31.86%. If that ever happened, it would have been very fascinating. On top of that, there were a couple of cases whereby XRP, albeit momentarily, no crypto to date has dethroned Bitcoin yet. I believe it's going to happen. It'll be very interesting to see how the entire market reacts and how will the new #1 crypto do that. Now, does this mean I want Bitcoin to drop? No. I just feel as though there will be something with a more superior technology or better use cases, and will give Bitcoin a run for its money. To finish this video, yes, I know it's a long video, but being the #2 crypto, there is a lot to cover. Okay, a quick market summary. At the time of recording this, it is almost 5 p.m. UTC on the 1st of May 2020. Bitcoin at just below 8,800, 16% up over the past 7 days. Ethereum at $211, XRP at 21 cents, Litecoin at $47, EOS at $2.86, Tezos at $2.81, Stellar is at 7 cents, Chainlink at $3.65, Cardano just below 5 cents per ADA, Monero at $64, Dash at $82, Zcash or Zcash $45, Basic Attention Token, BAT at 18 cents, VeChain at 0.4 cents. It's had a pretty good week as well. And what are your thoughts about the prices and all of the information covered in the video? If you have something to say, feel free to leave your feedback in the comments section. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Share it with anyone who you believe will benefit from this. Click subscribe and smash the bell icon as well. I hope you're all having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And that's a wrap. I'll talk to you soon. More videos coming shortly. Thank you very much. See ya.